we have to talk about this, all right? We have to talk about something. And I always knew, we've already talked about this. I already told you I'm scared of the second wave of limit over collection heroes support, because somehow I am an enemy to every single Yu-Gi-Oh protagonist, because every single protagonist deck has cards that I hate. So I've been a certified protagonist hater, you know. All the Cyberse support, the pendulum support, the hero floodgates, the synchro junk speeder combo slop, whatever it is, you name it. So I already knew that the day that they were gonna announce the friggin' last batch of limit over collection heroes support was gonna be a bad day for me. But this one takes the cake, all right? So the Cyberse support from limit over collection, and this is, I think, the last one, not the last card in general, but the last link support card from this, like the last, what is it, Reigns card from this protagonist card, is a link 2. And look, the card looks awesome, but let's read the effect together. All right, it is a link 2 dark Cyberse link effect monster, 800 attack, 2 monsters with the same type, so very generic. You can only use the first and second effect of this card's name each once per turn. If this card is link summoned or a monster is special summoned to a zone this card points to, you can send a spell from your hand or face-up field to the grave, add a ritual monster from your deck to your hand. They have made a generic Cyberse link 2 that searches Habakiri. You can also target one ritual, fusion, synchro, or exceed monster this card points to, and then special summon a monster from your grave with the same type but different monster type. Ritual, fusion, synchro, exceed. Generic rank 2 Cyberse that searches Habakiri and link climbs after. I don't even know what to tell you. I've never been this this excited to hopefully never play against the card. Okay, so obviously this card is pretty good. The only thing that I don't know, and this is copium now, because what else am I supposed to do except for coping when I see stuff like this? Like that days that they release cards like this, I have no other option but to cope, to try and find some hope somewhere, because like what else am I supposed to do? Like, yeah, if this card was out right now, people would probably be playing Malice Mitsurugi or some shit. But by the time it comes out, one can only hope that Mitsurugi is not as strong as it is anymore. Which is still a shame, because pure Mitsurugi is, like, in my opinion, still an awesome deck, but at this point, it's getting out of hand. It's getting out of hand, man. Like, I love pure Mitsurugi, but if they keep printing cards like this, if they keep leaving cards like for example, King of the Feral Imp is banned in TCG, but it's not banned in Master Duel. If they keep making cards like this, if they keep letting cards like Herald of the Arclight run around in Master Duel as well, they keep printing generic searches, like first it was Ashlan, now it's this. Like, yeah, it's gonna be a problem, and people are gonna be playing Habakiri combo slop forever if this doesn't stop. So I don't know. I don't know, but I guess one can only hope or cope that by the time that we get this card, Habakiri is not going to be a thing anymore. But this is also the reason why I'm so frustrated with the decision to like limit Habakiri as well, right? This is something in the TCG, Habakiri is limited. In Master Duel, it's at 2. And it's like, yeah, pure Mitsurugi cares. Pure Mitsurugi cares about losing access to Habakiri, but all of the combo slop doesn't. Every single combo deck just searches it anyways. So what's the point? Why is Habakiri, like, why is it being handled this way? I don't know. It's frustrating. But yeah. Because at this point, the only solution, the literal only solution, is to ban Habakiri. There's no other thing you can do. If you keep printing generic extra deck monsters that search it, what's the point of it being at 1? Or, hear me out, the other maybe reasonable alternative is to errata it, finally, to have proper locks on it, which it should have had to begin with, if you don't want to kill Mitsurugi, right? Or maybe even some more copium in the Mitsurugi modern deck that's coming out, like the structure deck that's coming out. Make a new version. Make a properly balanced version of Habakiri that has proper locks, like locks into reptiles for the entire turn or something. And then you can get rid of Habakiri. Like, at this point, I don't know what else they can do. They need to make a replacement, or they need to errata it. Or they just have to straight up ban it and kill Mitsurugi, which is also a shame, because Mitsurugi is cool. But not like this. Anyways, the joy doesn't stop there, because there's also a new pendulum support card. So once again, this one I haven't even read yet. This one I read this morning, but this one, you know. We'll just close our eyes and hope it's not good. Astrograph Sorcerer, the Star Magician. Now, based on what it's retraining, this could potentially be a really strong card because, you know, Astrograph Sorcerer was already a really strong card. So let's see. Level 7 Dark Spellcaster Pendulum. Pendulum Scale 1. You can only use the Pendulum effect of this card's name once per turn. During your main phase, you can destroy this card, and if you do, place a Pendulum monster whose Pendulum Scale is 1 from your hand or deck in your Pendulum Zone, except Astrograph Sorcerer, the Star Magician, but it cannot activate its Pendulum effect this turn. Okay. What is this? Is this a proper restriction on a Pendulum card? When did they start doing that? Now, I gotta ask, this does not count if you like bounce the card back to your hand and then replay it, or like let's say it gets destroyed and you put another copy of that card. It doesn't say that you can't activate the effects of cards with the same name. So like you could like make, I don't know, in Master Duel or OCG, you can make like Electromite, pop it, add it back to your hand, then rescale it or something. So maybe there's ways around it, but for now, this seems like a fair effect to me. You can only use monster effect. You can only use the first and second effect once per turn each. If a face-up monster card you control is destroyed by battle or card effect, you can special this card from your hand. Then you can special one of those destroyed monsters from grave or extra deck. So this is somewhat similar to original Astrograph, but instead of searching another copy, it summons the card back, which is not even straight up better. That's just a side grade, basically. During the main phase, quick effect, you contribute this card, then you can fusion summon a dragon fusion monster from your extra deck by shuffling its material from field or face-up extra deck into the deck. Okay. I am cautiously optimistic here, because what I'm seeing so far I mean, I'm not a Pendulum Magician expert these days, but this feels okay to me, which is a relief. After looking at the Pendulum, after looking at the Link card, the Pendulum card seems not bad, but nothing too crazy. Is that a fair assessment for everyone who's more into Pendulum in chat? Is that like is this a reasonable card? Because it feels reasonable. It feels like it's not bad. It feels like Pendulum would consider playing it depending on all the synergies. But it feels like it's not completely absurd. No, it's bad. I mean, look, don't threaten me with a good time. I'd love if this card was completely unplayable, because I hate Pendulum these days. You guys know this about me. If that's the case, then even better. It doesn't seem terrible though. It feels significantly weaker in a world without Electromite, which is I'm happy that we live in that world in the TCG. I'm happy. This feels like this card is designed with Electromite in mind. It feels like it has a lot more going for it if Electromite is there, right? Because then you can do so much more with this card if Electromite is there. Because you can like pop the scale that you put with it, add it back to your hand, rescale it, then use the effect. You can trigger its effect in hand if you have Electromite. It also makes summoning Electromite before you Pendulum summon easier because it gives you 2 bodies. So it feels like a much stronger card with Electromite in the mix. But without Electromite in the mix, it just seems okay at best, which is all right. So Onomat support tomorrow then. Yeah, that's the scary thing about this, is that they with the previous waves, I feel like, if I remember correctly, they released all of the cards at once, right? They released one card per protagonist on the same day. So I could look at all of it in one sitting. Now we've gone through the Link card, the Reigns card, and the Arc V card, or Arc 5, and now we're waiting for the other ones. So we're still waiting for the Onomat support, which is scary. We're waiting for Junk Speeder support, which is also scary. We're waiting for I guess the newest Hero Floodgate, and also we're waiting for, I guess, Dark Magician support is kind of okay, but you know, could be relevant, I suppose. Yeah, it's gonna be a scary week, but we'll be here and take a look at it once it gets announced, and then we'll see. For now, this card, okay. This card, I don't know. And both of these cards look cool. I'm not gonna lie, both of these cards look cool, but this card is scary. Searching Habakiri is scary. I wonder what they're gonna do about Habakiri, because it's gonna be a problem for a long time if they keep doing stuff like this.